What is up, everybody? My name is Justin. This is Forever Self-Employed, and in today's video, we're going to be talking about, is it too late to start a pressure washing business? Short answer to this question is no. So if you came to this video to get permission from me or to hear, is the business oversaturated or is there too many people doing what you're doing in your space? Probably so. However, in this video, I want to talk about how you can create a competitive advantage for yourself and you can create a competitive advantage over your competition, because ultimately that's what we're seeking, right? Is there plenty enough space for us to come in and get work and land jobs and make money? Absolutely. But there's more space if you're able to create a competitive advantage for yourself. So if you came to the video just to get permission, I'm giving you permission. You can start your business. You can start moving in that direction of making money, doing what you want to do. However, stick around if you want to hear how you can create a competitive advantage for yourself and for your business. So anybody can start a pressure washing business. Anybody can start a lawn care business. Anybody can start walking dogs or washing cars to earn money. Basically, any type of service-based business is easy to get into, and that's one of the reasons why it's so appealing. There's a low barrier to entry, low cost of equipment. You don't have to have a lot of knowledge in order to do the service. That's one of the reasons why these types of businesses are so appealing. There's a low barrier to entry, there's low cost to equipment. You don't need to know a lot in order to do the job. That's what makes so many people jump into it. However, before we get into what we need to do to separate ourselves from the competition, let's go ahead and talk about this first. So first and foremost, if you're still waiting on something to get started, don't let it be an excuse anymore. Decide today it's no longer an excuse. If you're waiting on equipment, don't let it be an excuse. If you're waiting on an LLC, it's no longer an excuse. If you're waiting on your family to tell you that it's a good idea that you start a business and you go out and do things on your own, you'll probably never get going, because they're never going to tell you that. Your friends and family are always going to be like, what are you doing? That's dumb. Anytime that you kind of step out of the norm, that's when they start kind of going against you and being like, what are you doing? Get back in your box. You work here. You work a 9 to 5. You're just like all of us, right? We've all come across it. Anybody who's been on like an entrepreneurial phase in their life, anybody who's tried to go against the grain, if you will, and do things their own way, there's always going to be pushback there, right? So don't let that be an excuse anymore. Let's decide today that we're going to take a look at where we are and what's coming between where we are and where we want to be, and then we're going to decide what actions we can take today in order to move us closer to where it is that we want to be. Okay, so basically we need to start today. We need to start selling today. We need to start marketing today. We need to create our Facebook business page today. We need to create our Google business page today. We need to design our flyers today, develop a marketing plan today. If starting a business is still in that idea phase for you, let's take action and start moving towards that today. The next thing is we need to ask ourselves, what is going to be our competitive advantage? What is going to separate us from every other person who wants to start a business? Every other person who put together all the equipment at their house and has been watching these videos. What's going to separate us, right? What can we be better at? What services can we provide that our competition cannot? For the next few days, we took the How to Wash course and the Local Domination course and we combined them with a discount. So if what we've been talking about so far in the video kind of describes you, you need to check out the first link in the comment section description. In the How to Wash course, you're going to get the Wood Cleaning Mastery course completely for free because it's included. And maybe that could be your competitive advantage. Maybe cleaning wood, that niche service may not be offered in your area by that many people, or, they're not specialists in it. And you have the knowledge now that you need to leverage wood cleaning, decks, fences, any other wood that you can think of as a service that you can now offer because you have that expertise, okay? Maybe the specialty chem knowledge that we go over in the Local Domination course is what you need your competitive advantage to be, because no one in your area is offering the ability to remove the same non-organic stains as you because you took the course and you learned the knowledge. Whatever it is, we need to find something that we can learn and specialize in that our competition doesn't know, and that will get our foot in the door with people they cannot, right? Because let's say it's rust stain removal. Maybe you run specific ads on rust stain removal and it gets you out in front of people who weren't going to bite on a roof cleaning ad or a driveway cleaning ad or a house cleaning ad. But since you offer the specialty chemical service, now we can upcharge them on all the other services that we provide, right? That's what it's all about. And this differentiating factor doesn't just need to be like your cleaning ability. Maybe it's how you market your business. Maybe nobody runs Facebook ads as good as you because they don't have my Facebook ad strategy that's in the Local Domination course. Or maybe they don't rank as good on Google as you because they don't know what the Google algorithm places the most importance on. Therefore, they're not able to take advantage of that and they're not able to rank as high as you. So that was 2 examples of how you can specialize in marketing and how you can specialize in your cleaning services in order to create a competitive advantage for yourself. But maybe, it's not those 2. Maybe it's sales, okay? So maybe people aren't as personable as you are, or maybe they don't offer as much value within the quoting process as you do. Maybe you incentivize bundle pricing to raise your average ticket price, or you specialize in site quoting so that way you can upsell the customer on everything. No matter what it is, you just need to find something that you want to specialize in, going forward that's going to differentiate you between yourself and your competition, and then you want to just get as good as you possibly can with it. So whether it's within the quoting process, the selling process, or marketing, or any other facet of your cleaning business, let's decide what it's going to be. So an example of this competitive advantage is like Blockbuster and Netflix. So we all know the story of Blockbuster and Netflix. Blockbuster was the king of movie rentals. Netflix chose to specialize in convenience. It's more convenient to stream than it is to physically go to a store and pick up your VHSs and rent them and do the whole return process. So people ultimately chose convenience, and that's why Blockbuster went out of business. And it's another thing to keep your eyes open to what the competitors are doing around you. And if you notice something successful, you need to emulate that. That's why like Blockbuster could have caught this early on and said Netflix is stealing a huge amount of our market share. Since we are Blockbuster, let's go ahead and start up a streaming service. Because if they were to do that, they would have crushed Netflix, because Netflix was so new. But people who have been in business for a long time usually are slow to adapt. They're slow to adopt new ways of doing business. You can see the same thing with Apple and BlackBerry. BlackBerry was the king of smartphones. They had the smartest phone on the planet. Apple came out with a device with no keyboard on it whatsoever. It was all screen. And for whatever reason, that was what they specialized in. People loved it. They then ventured away from BlackBerry. BlackBerry was so huge that they could have made a switch. They could have put out a phone with no keyboard way faster. However, they stuck to the keyboard because that was what they specialized in. It just so happened to be that was outdated, and eventually people moved away from BlackBerry. They moved towards Apple, and then BlackBerry went out of business. Figure out what your competitive advantage is. Figure out what's going to separate you from the competition, just as all of these different companies over time have figured out different ways to separate themselves from the competition. And then if you've been in business for a while, see what is working within the marketplace and be quick to adapt. Be quick to bring on new philosophies or new ways of going about doing things. Because oftentimes, the slower you are to adapt, the easier it's going to be for your competition to come in and take up that market share and ultimately put you out of business in some senses. Now, service industry is a lot different than selling CDs or selling DVDs or renting them and all that kind of stuff. But I just kind of give you guys that as an example to kind of make it more tangible for you. So anyway, if you made it this far in the video, word of the day is going to be competitive advantage. Comment that down below and I'll hashtag you a real one. If you got something out of the video, hit the thumbs up button for me. Check out the first link in the comment section description if you want some more information on how you can create a better competitive advantage. But my name is Justin. This is Forever Self-Employed. Until next time, hustle hard and get that money, baby. Peace.